Hello, and thank you so much for being with us on today. You are watching the Intervene Show, and I am Arlena Jones. I have a very wonderful guest, a panel of people that I would love to introduce you to. I'm actually going to start to my immediate right, and then we can kind of let everyone introduce themselves, their titles, their background, and what it is that they would like to bless us with their information for.
All righty. Thank you for having us today. My name is Pamela Jenkins, and I am the Executive Director of Intrepid Professional Women's Network, located here in Kalamazoo County, where we provide free, accessible, convenient, and engaging programs to the underserved, underrepresented women in Southwest Michigan, with a focus lens on veteran homeless women and homeless, low-income reentry women from prison.
Hello, my name is Donna Jones. I'm an empowerment specialist, retired nurse from the state of Michigan. After 33 years, I decided to refire in the area of coaching. So I work with individuals. My niche is mostly the baby boomers and late bloomers who are either looking for fulfillment in a new job or in their current jobs.
My name is WalterJones III, and I'm the commander of Post 118. My specific interests are in veterans, children of veterans, and widows of veterans. We have American Legion Post, a newly established American Legion Post at 107 Riverview Drive, where we operate a full-service restaurant and an American Legion Post. And certainly we would like to invite all veterans to come down and check us out and become members if you so desire to be a member of the American Legion Post. I'm a Vietnam veteran, so I've been wounded 3 times. I have 3 Purple Hearts and 2 Bronze Stars. And I think one of the most important things we can do as veterans is to help other veterans.
I don't even know who to start with.
I'll start.
Okay, we'll let you start.
So, thank you for having us again, as I stated. Intrepid was started 3 years ago during my field practicum, seeing the need in Kalamazoo County. And as we offer organic services oh God, I messed up. As we offer, can we take that again?
No, you're fine, go ahead.
As we offer holistic services with organic blends, we provide free, accessible, convenient, engaging programs. We provide workshops every spring and summer up under the umbrella of financial literacy, women's health, women empowerment, how to start your business plan, the importance of eating healthy. We also provide a Dressing for Success program. I wrote a curriculum, and we are partnered with 64 community partners currently because we don't believe in duplicating anyone's programs and services. I feel like we've done enough of that here in Kalamazoo County, and we have to stop repeating the same habits if we expect different outcomes. And so with that being said, we have 64 service providers that we pull in to provide services for our young ladies. We don't discriminate. We work with men as well. However, we are focused on empowering not just veteran women and women that have been re-entered from prison. We also work with professional women. And we partner with West Michigan Barber and Beauty and a couple of other host organizations to empower those young ladies. We offer interview clothing to young ladies. We prepare them for mock interviewing. As I've gathered data and research continuously, looking at best practices on how we develop our programs and services, and I've come to the realization that we have to work together as a community. We have to, scripture says it takes a village, and I feel like that's truly real, because as we look at our young ladies, we're losing them. We have the highest STDs in the state of Michigan. We have the highest unemployment rates. We have 6,500 veteran women in Southwest Michigan, and 9.2% of those, according to the data, are dealing with homelessness. They're living in poverty. They're dealing with PTSD and a number of other substance abuse. The same thing when you're dealing with, according to data, when we're dealing with women reintegrating back into community life from being incarcerated, they're repeating the same behaviors, and the recidivism rate is really high in Michigan. And so as we form our programs and services at Intrepid, we're empowering young ladies. We're holding them accountable to help them reintegrate back into community life. And so we were actually offering life coaching just during the spring and then the summer, and I saw a need for it to be year-round. And so Ms. Donna was gracious enough to offer it to us as a service every Monday at Intrepid at 417 Forest Street during the hours of 11 until 1 on Mondays. We do offer that. And starting in September, we'll be starting back up our our Dressing for Success classes. And it will be at 3 host sites. One will be at the Family Children Services in the morning time. The evening class will be at the Eastside Community Association. And the third class will be offered on Saturdays from 12 to 2 at Westwood Christian Reform. So we're trying to cover all the demographic areas in Kalamazoo County, and all of our classes and our locations are on the bus lines. And we are also, well, I'll let Ms. Donna talk about our life coach classes for a minute here.
But before you pass the torch, just one moment.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised that when we first met, you were saying, when you say veterans, I had assumed that anybody who went through the military was considered a vet.
No.
And so can you please inform the community like you did me on that day, kind of what the definition and how that really works?
So let's make sure I'm doing this right. So veterans, if you haven't served a tour of duty during wartime, correct, is considered a veteran. If you've gone through basic training and is doing wartime, you're considered a vet. If you just do basic training, you are not considered a vet. However, you are eligible for certain benefits. Yeah, and so, yes. And I'm a brat. And so my dad served 2 tours of duties, 37 years in the Army. I have 9 brothers, 7 of my brothers have served. My sister was in the Coast Guard. I have a grandson that's in the Air Force, and then I have a host of uncles and cousins and aunts that are veterans also. So I am truly a brat. And I feel like it's very disrespectful to continue on institutionalizing our veterans. I feel like it's disrespectful for us to allow our veterans lack of services. I feel like it's disrespectful to our community to allow our veterans to be homeless. The men and women that have so graciously served this country should not be lacking in anything. And so we'll be opening up our first veteran women's home here in Kalamazoo County. September the 1st, we will be having a number of fundraisers. And this for September the 1st, which is next Saturday, we'll be having a car wash. All those proceeds will be going towards our veteran women's home. And we're currently working on our 3-year strategic plan. Our first year is for a veteran women's home up and running. And it's not just a home, because according to research, everyone is not ready to live independently. Okay. So it's actually going to be a programmatic home. And so we may have some young ladies that just need some supportive services for 6 months. We'll be offering wraparound services, anything from intake evaluations, assessments, to peer motivational classes, therapies. We'll have social workers. We'll have case managers to connect them to the supportive services that they stated they need to be connected with during the intake process. And then if they need to stay on another 6 months, we'll allow them to do so. But in return, we would want them to be mentors to our other young ladies that are coming in as we transition them out. So whether we're transitioning them out to live independently, to be feel like they're safe, in a safe place where they can live independently and own a home, or just live in a common shared area, we'll prepare them for that. If they're dealing with financial issues, we want to make sure they are at a sound place where they don't repeat those same behaviors and be taken advantage of. We just want to make sure we are loving on our veterans like we're supposed to, and making sure that they're in a safe place as they return back into civilian life. All of our veteran programs and services in-house will be debriefing programs. So everything we're doing in the community, like the financial literacy pieces, the life coach pieces, we'll be offering those in-house as a one-stop shop program.
So who are you trying to reach? Like what will a person be qualified to be able to get your help and services? How would they know, or how could they be recommended to you?
So do you mean in regards to our house, or just to the organization as a whole?
As a whole, because somebody might need bits and pieces.
Okay.
So just to be able to allow the community to say, you know, I may be somebody that could receive your help and assistance, or I may have someone of my loved ones that I would want to recommend. So who would be?
So another reason why Intrepid was started, because I feel like as a professional myself with a disability, I feel like we all should be in a place where we're empowering one another. We shouldn't have to be a part of a sorority or a part of a group to understand it takes a village. And so we offer services to all women, especially our professional women, because we're so in habit of taking care of other folks. We don't take care of ourselves until we crash. So you can be, if you come to us, we offer on-site childcare, we offer activities for children, but we want to make sure we're empowering all of our women. And so all of our services are, except for our life coach services, are offered after hours, after women are running around trying to connect with supportive services. I just want to make sure that we're covering the village. So for me, the village would be single professional women, our veteran homeless ladies, our reentry women, any women from the age of 18 to older, we can assist. We don't really, because there's enough of programs and services, I feel, in this community when it comes to dealing with families and youth. It's just a population that has gotten forgotten about, and that's our single women. And so we're part of this community too. And so when our children have aged out, or if there's some women that haven't been blessed enough to be able to have children, or have chosen not to have children but to go after their professional dreams. And unfortunately, I have a daughter to this day that doesn't want to have children, but she loves children. And so I just want to make sure through our programs and services, we're reaching all of our young ladies, especially our single ladies. And then again, we have a lot of women that come to our programs and services that have children. And so we don't discriminate. We have food, activities. I actually offer on-site childcare. Sometimes I don't get a chance. She laughing at me. Sometimes I don't get a chance to enjoy my own workshops, but you know, we do pop-up fitnesses around the city of Kalamazoo, and so this community has been a village to me, and I just want to make sure we're sharing the love all the way around with everyone in the community, especially our young single women.
You said that you've done some fitness. What are some activities that you've done in the past that we may have not known who was spearheading it? You know, you want to tell us a couple of those?
How long we got?
we got time. We here now.
So, okay, so for an example, let's start with our financial literacy classes. So we partner with Chase Bank, Chemical Bank. They come out and teach young ladies the importance of saving and investing and how to maintain on a shoestring budget. We do the nuts and bolts. We work with the Small Business Association and Hayward School of Business, and we teach classes on the nuts and bolts of starting your own business, or how to write a business plan, because as you well know, everyone doesn't want to work for other folks. And then our ladies that are returning citizens and even our veteran women, they have developed so many skill sets just serving this country. I feel like if we just give them that extra push and extra support and wraparound services, they may be even willing to start their own business, but just may not know how. And the same thing with a lot of our professionals. We do pop-up fitness. We partner with the city of Kalamazoo and Borges Fitness Center, Bryant Nestle. We think about transportation and childcare as a barriers, but realistically, health is a barrier too. Because if you're struggling mentally and physically, you're not really focused on anything else. And so the city of Kalamazoo, for the last 2 years, we've partnered with them, and we do pop-up fitnesses. And so we partnered again with the Belly Dancing Studio of Kalamazoo this year.
Okay.
Again with Borges Fitness Center, with I Am One Fitness, which is a faith-based business, and he's located in a Park Trade building. Greg Wallace, wonderful young man. And then we went to different parks throughout Kalamazoo and offered different fitness classes. We did everything from boot camp to Pilates to yoga to belly dancing. What else did we do? Well, those are just a few of the things we did to stay connected. We also did nutritional classes. We had some businesses come in. Bryant Nestles from Battle Creek came to Kalamazoo and did some fitness classes for us. Carmen James last year, she did some fitness classes for us from Bella Fitness. Let me see, what else have we done? We done the life coach classes. Miss Donna was our facilitator this year. And what is really important to me is everyone that blesses us with their services are trained and licensed facilitators, because I truly believe hurt people, and so we have to be very strategic and focused on not hurting our community any more than we're already hurting. And then we, Ms. Donna, out of that, saw a need, and as we continue on having these conversations, because we evaluate everything, and women wanted more. They wanted more than just spring and summer. They wanted longevity. And so we are now offering our life coach classes now every Monday, as I stated, from 11 to 1, and it's on a bus line. It's pastries and beverages. And so Sarkozy Bakery is one of our community partners, and they donate pastries to our organization, and we have in-house beverages for our attendees to come to our life coach classes. We just ask for a monetary donation for the service, and the monies go back into our programs and our services, or a sponsorship for a young lady that's not able to afford the services. And then we are, like I said, Mr. Jones, we're partnering this year with our new Veterans Cafe. You have to go over there. The food is just, oh my God, the meat is just, you don't need any teeth to eat that meat. I mean, you could just, oh my God. And it's so tasty, and they're veterans, veteran owned, veteran ran, and they're actually going to be cooking our food at our car wash at D&W on Parkview and Oakland Drive, Saturday, September the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Donna.
Yes, I am really grateful that our paths cross. I mean, we told you earlier that Pamela, Jenkins, and I, we are relatives twice over. First, as sisters in Christ, and then secondly, her sister is married to my first cousin.
Okay.
So it was just a natural drawing to just want to be able to give and pour into what she's doing in the community. I mean, she puts her blood and sweat into it. So as a life coach, I work with individuals, and I need people to understand that life coaching isn't about me being a therapist or a counselor or a social worker like Pamela, who has a license for that. I'm a registered nurse by profession, but my certification as a life coach is about empowering people.
Mhm.
And so individuals have it deep within them.
Yes.
They just need somebody to co-labor with them to pull out answers to help solve things that are going on in their life. So we are a structure, we are a system, we are a structure that helps people change for the better, whatever that is that they may need at that time. And so I'm a graduate from the Life Transformation Coaching Academy, which is right here in Kalamazoo. Irvin Armstrong is the director of that organization, and it's phenomenal. Anybody could use a life coach in any area of your life, whether it's finances, whether you're wanting to go back to school and you just need to talk to somebody about it, about getting on track and staying on track. Whether it's there's multiple different types of coaches. You can be a health coach, a nutritional coach, a spiritual coach, a career coach. I mean, the list goes on and on.
What made you decide, when you got the calling, like what was your answer to become a life coach? Because you could have done something different.
I could have done something different, but I feel like I was always doing it.
Mhm.
I was someone that people came to and asked questions. And I was able not to just tell them what to do, but to help them think it out for themselves. And so when the opportunity came to go to school and become a certified coach, I said, this is just a perfect fit. So after 33 years working as a psychiatric nurse, I said, okay, it's time to retire. And it was just a wonderful transition to refire in this area of passion. I just love to help people. I love to see people at their best. That's what I'm known for. So,
Thank you for what your services does and provide. Why did you decide to go through Pastor Armstrong versus one of the other ones?
There are other organizations that you could get a certification in a weekend, but the intense transformation that occurs with the Life Transformation Coaching Academy, there's no comparison. I mean, you're in class I've been in school for 3 years, and you get different types of certifications. You get the hours, you get the practical application. So you're not just reading a book and answering some questions to a test. You have to go through the application of actually talking with a peer coach, a mentor coach. And the other thing that we have that occurs also is that we have a mastermind group. So even after you've graduated from the program, there's a key group of people that meets once a month to come together to help you build, if it's your business or if it's the next step or the next journey that you want. You've got people that you're accountable to.
Okay.
So, and you don't get those in those weekend courses. This is three semesters. So we start in October and we go through May of the next year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess the other question would be is, as you two have partnered up, what has been your experience working with the ladies from your organization? Kind of have you all have come together?
I find that they are very, very grateful. The need is so strong. And to have somebody like Pamela who's reaching out, I have seen her when someone doesn't have transportation, she goes and picks them up and brings them to the event. We had that going on at the Douglas Community Association when we were doing the vision board workshops. There were some individuals who wanted to be there, but they didn't have transportation. Miss Pamela went and picked some of those individuals up. And then while those moms and dads were in there creating their vision boards, dreaming again, thinking of possibilities, Miss Pamela helped watch their children. She brought coloring books. She had food. She made sure that they were fed. So there was. She cut out so many barriers for people not being able to be there. So it was wonderful. So they were appreciative of that.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, as I said, I'm commander of American Legion Post 118, and I guess my passion is with helping veterans, all veterans. It's not really a racial thing because all veterans fought together.
True.
There's a lot of problems that veterans have in getting disability and getting the disability in shape and the inroads to get to getting the disability is what the American Legion is about. We're about 3 million strong nationally, and we offer scholarships, quite a few different scholarships to veterans, children of veterans, and women of veterans. Disability has been really a mantra for veterans, and it's still a big problem for veterans. And you know, they need a lot of people to talk for them who don't know the ins and outs of the disability process. You have a lot of veterans, war veterans, that suffer from PTSD. And back in the old days, in World War I and World War II in Korea, they called it shell shock. But then after Vietnam, they changed it to PTSD, which was post-traumatic stress syndrome. And that was, you know, the guys getting shot at and sleeping under the big guns and seeing so much death and destruction. It took a long time for those guys to get back. And you know, I lost a lot of my friends. Most of my Vietnam buddies have passed away because they come back with drug habits and alcohol habits, and they just couldn't quit drinking. So the American Legion attempts to a place for those guys to come, vent, and we can give them some direction. I know myself, I used to drink a lot. I'm an alcoholic. I quit drinking in 1987, and through a program that the VA had in Battle Creek, which really changed my life, and many of my friends didn't quit drinking, and I tried to get them to stop, but they wouldn't, and I didn't know how. But since then, I've been back to school, and I've learned some things about PTSD, and my brother Russell Jones is a PTSD coach, so we can help some of those veterans get back on their feet and get back into society and live a life, a decent life. You know, a lot of advantages to being a veteran, especially a disabled veteran. For instance, my children were able to go to school, and they get $1,000 a month from the VA once they're encouraged to go to school. And eventually, I see the American Legion, and I see our post as being instrumental, maybe in affecting some of the local politics in the area for our children and African Americans. You know, it's about 40% poverty among African American children. Well, being an American Legion, our charge is really to build a community and help the community. Like we used to give $1,000 a month to the Ecumenical Senior Citizen organization. And eventually I hope to adopt maybe the 3rd grade at Lincoln School, and that would become our project to help those children get through school and to develop and to help their parents, you know, get their children through school. So that's pretty much what the American Legion does. There's a lot of story to the American Legion, and it was started way back in 1919. So there's 100 years of stories about the American Legion.
Can you tell us more? Give us a little bit more of your background, your history, kind of what made you decide to go the route that you are taking right now?
Well, you know, I was always a warrior. I was an Eagle Scout, and you know, I was really trained for war. I joined the Army when I first had an opportunity, when Vietnam was going on strong. And a lot of people say, well, why did you go to Vietnam, or what was the reason you went to Vietnam? But you know, African Americans fought in every war. You know, all the way back to George Washington, when we were slaves, we were spies and for the Union armies, and so we fought in every war. So I felt, and my uncles and my father were all warriors, you know, as such. So it was just logical that I went to war. I had some days that pretty rough. You know, I laid in the field and bled for days, but I felt that if none of us go to war, communism took over. And back in the days that I went to the service, communism was really buzzwords, you know, oh, the communists are coming. And that was what had happened in Vietnam. And that was what inspired me to go to war, because I felt that if the communists did come and take over, and they took over America, and we would be the first ones back in slavery.
Okay.
So I thought that we needed a presence in the service to not let that happen. I didn't want nobody else to do my fighting. I wanted to do our own fighting. And my brothers went in the service, so that was sort of how I got involved in the Army. And then when I was in, I went airborne. So I jumped out of airplanes, so I went just about as far as I could go in the service. And I paid a high price for it, because I lost a lot of years drinking and trying to get my feet back on the ground and seeing things as they were. Because I used to have terrible nightmares about things that happened in war, and it took me a long time, you know, and a lot of religion and a lot of work with my wonderful mother and father to help me get back on track. Because I had seen so much in Vietnam, I came back home and said there wasn't no God, you know. So I had to do that whole circle back around to understand what had happened to me and understand what happened in the war. And, you know, so that's how I ended up establishing American Legion. I've started 3 American Legions in Kalamazoo, and so this is my last attempt to get this one to be successful, to help these guys and to help the community. And again, I'm really interested in the political things that the American Legion can do to see that we get our share of the meager resources.
What do you think needs to happen, or what is your recommendations, or what will be your philosophy?
Well, I think that Kalamazoo, yeah, and the nation, you know, we need to help the police brutality. We need to have a word about that. We need to keep an eye on the powers that be that treat black men so bad in this country. You know, civil rights has always been my interest. So I'd rather fight civil rights from the inside than from the outside. Because when I was a teenager, we fought it from the outside. But now, fighting from the inside, I think that we can help change some things and get the right people elected and maybe have a say and have a voice in what happens. Because you can see what's going on and how the police are treating us around the nation, and how the NFL is down on one knee in support of African Americans and other people that are not being treated right in this country. So that's sort of what I see. Get out the vote is very important. And you know, I spent a lot of years in the NAACP. I was the 4th vice president of the Michigan State Conference for a long time. And that just goes hand in hand, because the NAACP was also very interested in the military. And we have a military section in the NAACP. We have a national dinner with the NAACP and the officers in the Army, present officers in the Army, that are related to the politics and try to help shape America to be what America should be to all people, not just the elite and the other people, but to help enforce the Constitution of the United States as it was written to do what it should do. Because as you know, we built a lot of this country. We even built the White House. So it's time for us to stand up, or continue to stand up, to get what I feel economically is coming to us. You know, I went to mostly white universities, but then in the end I decided to go to a HBC, a black law school, Miles School of Law in Birmingham, Alabama, to get a different perspective on education and what was taking place. What I did, and that school was harder than any other school I went to, but they did a good job. And I would suggest that a lot of our other young students who are having trouble in the present schools that they're in, to take a look at HBCUs in the South, Spelman, Morehouse, and all the other schools, University of Alabama State. And those are some good schools, and Kentucky State. They really help nurture the academics of the children. So that is one thing that, you know, I'm very interested in also, is education.
Thank you. And you hit some really important points with that. What made you decide to do the cooking side, the culinary, the dinners, the meals? Like, why was it that the kind of the platform that you took?
Well, the American Legion is self-financed. So I had an opportunity. We got our charter in 2013, and I looked for years and years and years to try to find the right building for the American Legion. I never could find what I needed, so then this restaurant came along. So I said, we'll get the restaurant, and we'll be able to make the money that we need from the restaurant to support the activities of the American Legion. So that was the way, that's how I ended up having a restaurant. So we got the building, the old fish shanty, and turned it into a Legion, and we went to the city and got zoning changed, and it's been quite a trip to get it to work. But now I got it up and running. I guess we've been open about 5 or 6 days. I started working on it. I got that building back in December, and it was in pretty bad disrepair. But after I got so far in it, I couldn't back up. And now I got an excellent chef. My vice commander is my manager, and we've got veterans that are starting to join and come in. And we would like to just invite the public to come down and have breakfast with us. We have a full breakfast menu. We have waffles and chicken. And then in the afternoon for dinner, we have barbecue, ribs, rib tips, and we're steadily adding to our menu as people ask for more things. And we have a children's menu. In fact, I'm getting ice cream in next week,
Okay.
so we'll be serving ice cream with our waffles. And eventually, you know, the American Legion has a lot of children's programs. You know, we have a rifle team. Some people might not like that. But, but we have Boy Scouts. We'll be having a Boy Scout program coming. We have Girl State and Boy State. And those two organizations send children, 11th graders, 10th, 11th graders to Lansing. And they all assume governors and legislatures, like Bill Clinton was president of Boy State. And most of the presidents went to Boy State and the Girl States. So it helps them develop, you know, outstanding students. And so we have a military auxiliary, we have an auxiliary, which are the daughters of the veterans, the wives of the veterans, the mothers of the veterans, and brothers and sisters of veterans, the sisters that are eligible to be part of the auxiliary. And the auxiliary helps and works with the girls, and we try to whisk them on into the service or wherever they want to go. They don't necessarily have to go to the service, but it's a good thing to do as far as I'm concerned.
What's next? You know, everyone can answer this. What is next? What do you see that's next? What's your goals? How would you like to see your programs enhanced? And what can we do as a community to support you?
Well, we need a major fundraiser. We need a lot of things for our American Legion. And that was the reason I was interested in coming on this show. But I'd like to increase my membership to 300 or 400 members. And that would give us the financial background that we need to continue on with our mission.
And for Intrepid, I so love where we are 3 years old, having 64 community partners, having the Kalamazoo Community Foundation funding us since day one, and organizations like Mr. Jones, the Vet Cafe. And I really encourage the community to come out and support our programs more, to come out to our fundraisers, to work with us, to provide housing program opportunities for those that need the village to surround them.
for anybody that is in a place where they need help, that they just want to be better, just, personal development, spiritual development, academic development, hire a coach. I'm not the perfect coach for everyone, but I know people who are, outside of, I'm not a financial coach. So if someone came to me with financial things, I could help them get started, but then I would refer them to a financial coach. If you feel that it's something that you may want to do, that you're gifted in that area, I would definitely say give us a call. And again, support our veterans.
Yes.
Support
yes.
those services. We are a community. Let's begin to act like that.
Yes. And for more information, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Twitter. We have a website, it's www.ipwnkzoo.org, or we are located at 417 Forest Street in Kalamazoo in the Vine Street area. And our doors are open. Our phone number is 269-350-3682. And we have 4 offices, and our address, our suite is Suite 230.
So I'm gonna let you introduce and tell that one more time so that we can kind of, if people didn't have their pens and paper,
Okay.
a couple, for last shout outs, and please everybody give your contact information so that the community can follow up with you.
Absolutely. You can reach us at IPWN, www.ipwnkzoo.org, or you can call us at 269-350-3682. I always encourage people to pay attention to our events on our Facebook, on our Twitter page, or you can come in and visit us at 417 Forest Street, Suite 230. We're open Tuesdays through Fridays from 9 to 5, and on Mondays from
11 to 1.
only.
Yeah.
I probably in the office a lot of times on Mondays, but it's doing administrative work. Yes.
And I can see those hours extending as we see a need for fulfilling the role of a coach for these individuals that are in need of help. Again, I'm Donna Jones, or Coach Donna J, and I can be reached at 269-447-5436, or you can reach me at coachdonnaj@gmail.com.
Okay, my name is WalterJones III. I'm the commander of Post 118. The best way to get in touch with us is to stop by 107 Riverview Drive, or give me a call at 269-598-4499. And we would be glad to talk to you about your membership in the American Legion. One other thing I might add, in our community, the north side of Kalamazoo, I have seen many people that are falling through the cracks, that aren't having enough money to pay their rent, aren't having enough money to eat. So a lot of people say, well, those people, blah, blah, blah. But I feel that the American Legion and other organizations need to help those people that have those disabilities, that just can't get what they need from the system. And the American Legion, eventually, once we get financial strong enough, then we can begin to help more people. I used to have a training program, and I was training people in skilled trades, carpenter, plumbing, heating, electricians, trying to help those guys who had been incarcerated come out and couldn't get jobs. And that happens to a lot of veterans. They have been incarcerated. So we try to help them get employment and get back on their feet. And hopefully we will get a veterans court in this area soon, where we can begin to help veterans from going up the river, because they have some special problems that nobody knows except another veteran. So maybe we can get a veterans court and help those guys stay out of trouble and get them on their feet again.
And I have a correction. I think, according to the demographic area, we're actually on the borderline of the Vine Street Neighborhood Association and the Edison Association. So we actually serve that population and that medium.
Well, thank you. And thank you all so much for being here and sharing. And I would love to have everyone back on again. Maybe we can follow up beginning of next year sometime. Let me know your progress. Let me know your success. Let us know what will be the next step to the next journey as we build and help you all to achieve your goals. And to help as many people in our community as we possibly can. And like you said, with our veterans, I agree with what everyone said 100%. And I pray that our community that is watching will take full advantage, and I definitely plan on coming to the restaurant. Yeah, and that we take full advantage of what it is that you all are offering to us, and that we retrieve it, receive it, and at the same time recommend it, recommend across the board to help get our veterans the stability that they need, help you two all to achieve your goals with your careers and your businesses, and helping people as the service providers that you all are. And I thank everyone for watching and being a part of this conversation today. May you be blessed. Until the very next time I have an opportunity to see you, have a wonderful day.
Come out to our car wash.